Welcome to your new Moon Yin Yoga practice. Tonight we move with and honoring the new moon. She's dark, she is receptive, and she indicates a time of pause to go in and listen to our own higher wisdom, to plant any seeds for this new cycle that is beginning. It's nice to link up and remember these planetary earthly rhythms that we are a part of. And in today's world, it's easy to forget that and become disconnected, but she's always there to invite us to return home. For this practice, I have a bolster. You might want to grab a bolster if you have one, or a cushion, a pillow, a blanket that's kind of thick and formed to let you fold it so it'll be supportive. You might want a block if you have one, or a book, or a box of soup, or anything. It'll just be basically to rest our head on if we want that at some point. And you also might want to clear a wall space because we're going to be doing legs up the wall pose later in the sequence. So just make sure that you have a space you can do that. If you need to pause and gather these things and prepare, please do so now. And otherwise, let's begin. We're going to start in child's pose. And if you don't know, yin yoga is a quiet, passive practice. We're going to hold each pose for a few minutes to allow us to deepen our edge. So at the beginning, we tiptoe up to the edge and we let our breath inform that. So no tension, just connection and breath. And if you find your breath feels tight or strained, back off, prop yourself up, make yourself more comfortable. Just find a way to let it work for you. And that's the message of the new moon, right? Working with the cycles and the rhythms of life. So we're going to go ahead and fold forward. You can have your legs a little wider apart or your knees closer together, whatever feels comfortable and supportive for you. If you need something under your head to help support it, you can use your prop if the ground's too far away. And feel free to reach your hands out in front of you if that feels good. You might want a little stretch in your side body. You can also take your arms behind you with your palms up, which is a nice receptive way to be. And in this pose, just let your breath enter however it wants. There's no effort. And let it exit the same. You might start with something under your head, and then once you deepen that edge, you might not want it anymore. In a yin practice, we often take the first minute of a pose to make whatever adjustments we need to make so that we can fully surrender in the pose without it nagging at us to ask us to do it gentler or with less tension. So find a way to support yourself so that you can relax. And then allow stillness. In this child's pose, we are in beginner's mind, bowing to the unknown, allowing the back body, the receptive, where the sensory nerves domain is the back body, the universal instead of that I space of the front body. It's the wisdom of the ancestors and the universal rhythms. We're emulating the seed, even the shape of the moon here. As you allow your breath to deepen and slow down and soften, you might want to let your exhale be longer than your inhale. This is a really nice way to stimulate the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic rest and digest. And the contact of our forehead with the ground also stimulates the vagus, which travels up behind the eyes. So as we rest on this third eye space, the eye between the eyes, where the glands of the brain, the pituitary, the pineal, the ventricles, where the cerebrospinal fluid flows and is created. All of these are being stimulated along with that parasympathetic vagus nerve. You might even find that it's soothing to just toggle your head slightly from side to side. Again, no tension. It's almost an impulse rather than a movement. Just to really reinforce that awakening of the vagus nerve, of the inner eye. Allow a few more breaths in this pose. And at the end of your next exhale, place your hands on the ground and put your weight in them to assist your spine in rolling up without any tension, one vertebra at a time, allowing your head to stack on top of your spine. And then we're going to go ahead and come into an easy seat. I'm going to go ahead and grab my bolster again to support my hips. And just find a comfortable seated pose. We're going to do a little side bending. So go ahead and reach out to the side with your left hand, and then take your right arm up like the moon rising, reaching up, extending all the way across your body and to the side, and allowing your spine to rotate as you bring this arm down and support your body in this side stretch with a twist. Now, I like to place a good amount of weight into my hands and rock side to side a little to release any tension in the organs or around the spine. And then come to stillness and just take a couple breaths. And then go ahead and take that right arm, reaching, 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 arching like the moon, bringing yourself back up to center. And then we're going to take the left arm. Make sure you're sending energy out of it so you get a nice stretch as you come all the way up and over, letting your body rotate, reaching, reaching, reaching. Bring it to the ground, and again, find a way to move authentically in whatever way serves you to release, connect, and feel, and breathe. You can think of little waves moving through the body, like on an inhale, undulating a little bit up, and on the exhale, undulating a little bit back down. And then go ahead and reach that hand away, up, 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 and back, as it brings your spine back to neutral. And then we're going to take the head into lateral flexion. We're just going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. You might want to take your head back a little and then bring it forward to find what is a pure lateral flexion without adding weight of your head on your spine. So see where it's just nice and light. And then go ahead and take the left arm to the right side of the head. Press your hand into your head slightly and your head back into your hand to really get that nice opening on the right side of your neck. The only weight is just that weight of your arm and elbow as your head presses back into your hand and creates a nice stretch along the right side. And this is also an area where the vagus nerve travels through the neck with the carotid artery and the jugular vein. So we're releasing the compression. And then keeping this lateral flexion, we're going to rotate the chin down and move the hand so it's contacting the back of the head. And again, press the head into the hand. Oh, yes. And just feel and breathe. And go ahead and release your hand. Let your head rotate so that it's pure ear to shoulder lateral flexion. Take your fingers and allow them to help prop your head back on top of your spine. And then we're going to laterally flex the right ear to the right shoulder. And again, let our head drop a little towards the back, a little towards the front, and feel where the most relief and stretch is for you. And then take your right hand up and over to the right side. Press your head into your hand and just allow that elbow to be the only weight. There's no pulling. Oh, yes. Vegas is thanking you right now. Allow your breath to drop deep into your body. And allow your exhales to be long and full. And this really lets the body know we're safe and that it can deepen that edge. Keeping the head pressing into the hand, rotate that chin down towards the armpit and walk the hand so that it's more towards the back of the skull, kind of where the side and back meet. Oh yeah, you know it when you find it. And then go ahead and press your head into your hand, just letting the weight of this elbow and gravity be the only things pulling. And then go ahead and release the hand, turn the head so that your ear is right towards your shoulder. Take your hand on your cheek and jaw and lift the head back onto the spine. Now we're going to do clasping the hands behind the head and a little forward flexion, but again, really press back your head into your hands and then allow the elbows, weight to just slightly tip that head forward. You can see what happens, or you can actually hear what happens if I'm not pressing my head into the hands and I just let the hands drag my head down. Do you hear how nasally my voice gets because my throat's cut off and constricted and the vagus nerve is not happy? But when I press my hand into my head into my hands, do you hear the resonance of my voice change right away? So that says, thank you, there is space. My larynx is happy. My thyroid and the parathyroids are happy. Vagus, as it travels in all those spaces, is decompressed. And then go ahead and remove your hands and put your little thumbs under your chin, lifting it back on top of your spine. And we're just going to go ahead and keeping the head still, let your eyes look to the left. And let them look to the right. Again to the left, only the eyes moving. And to the right. One more time. To the left. And one more time to the right. And straight forward It's just more ways to wake up that vagus nerve. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana. Ooh, got a little calf cramp there. Hello. This is where I like to put my bolster under my knees. If you have two blocks, you could put those under your knees. I like to do bolster here, block as a prop under my head. And again, we get to stimulate that forehead. And it's completely fine to let your head dangle in yin postures as well and put some traction on the spine. So whichever feels better to you. And we do have a more diamond shape Baddha Konasana. So the feet are farther away from the pelvis than they would be in a more active yoga class. And again, the back body, the sensory nerves are exalted in this posture. I'm going to invite you to breathe into your belly. So we maintain that awareness of the front body and decompression with our breath. Take a few more breaths here in this pose. And on your next exhale, press your hands into the ground and support your spine as it rolls up one vertebra at a time. The last pose we're going to do in this sequence is legs up the wall. So I'm going to take my bolster and set it maybe 4 inches from the wall. And the easiest way to do this is to sit on the edge of the bolster or just on the ground if you're not using a bolster or a prop. Put your hip towards the wall and swing your legs up. And then you have to do a little wall walking and scooting to find the best place, but it usually feels right when you kind of get the sacrum hanging off between the bolster and the wall. So low back is supported. Even the area where the diaphragm and the psoas, the major hip flexor, attach, the base of the rib cage are supported, so your breath should feel easy. And just allow your breath to be full. Yawning and sighing are often signs that the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. It's a reset of that autonomic nervous system back into rest and digest. As we like to do when the sky is dark and the moon is new. Feel free to remain in this posture if you feel like you want to spend more time here. You can also choose to close your practice in Shavasana, corpse pose, just laying on your back, integrating. Or if you feel complete, go ahead and start to walk your legs down the wall, bending your knees, and pause here. And then go ahead and roll to one side and pause in your fetal position as your new seed of intention. And when you're ready, press your hands into the ground and let your body slowly come back to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me in honoring the cycles of the moon and our place in them. Until next time, namaste.